Hello and welcome to Retro Reviews, my channel where I review my favorite retro video games of all time as well as some modern releases I've recently finished. Apologies for missing several days. I'm like kind of every other day at this point. I've just been a little busy, been cooking up some stuff with other aspects of my life, so hopefully I'll be able to get back on track, but for now it looks like maybe every other day is going to be my release schedule or just whenever I can get a video out. So sorry for the lack of consistency during the holidays. I've just been doing a lot lately. Hopefully you can understand that and that doesn't bother you at all. But today I want to talk about something that is really exciting for a lot of people. People have been talking about a Bloodborne remaster and PC port for forever now. They have been wanting this game upscaled, remastered, 60 FPS. They want this game on modern hardware and on PC, of course, so they can get the best possible frame rates and such. And we've just heard absolutely nothing. Now, this is a little bit fair because the Bloodborne is on the PlayStation 4. That's still a readily accessible console. You can play PlayStation 4 games on the PS5, so you can still play the game. It's not locked to like the PlayStation 3 like Metal Gear Solid 4 is, for instance. So it's not like you can't go and play it. The copies are really cheap. It's really easy to acquire this game is what I'm getting at. But people really want a better version of Bloodborne simply because it's their favorite in the From Software catalog. And I am in that category as well. I love Bloodborne. If you've been around the channel long enough, I reviewed every game in the FromSoft Demon Souls, Soulsborne, as well as Shadows Die Twice, Sekiro. Like I've reviewed every single game in that series of FromSoft games, and I'm a huge fan of Bloodborne. It still remains my favorite FromSoft game to this day, above Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and above Elden Ring. That in that order. So Bloodborne, Sekiro, Elden Ring are my top three in the FromSoft catalog. And Bloodborne just still remains my favorite because of the setting, because of how frenetic and fast-paced the action is. I love hitting things in Souls games and in melee games in general. I really like how visceral it is of an experience. And I like that dodging is the central mechanic, because that's always been my favorite part in games like this, getting those really tight dodge windows. And Bloodborne just does combat better than any other game in the franchise, as far as I'm concerned, as far as most people are concerned as well. So people just want more of Bloodborne. I think most people would be more satisfied if we got a sequel than just a straight remaster, but people just want more of the game. They want to experience it again, and this time they want to experience it with 60 FPS, and that's why people are getting really excited about this remaster. Now, it's been memed to death at this point. People have been talking about a remaster for years now. People waiting and talking about like all these conspiracy theories about it's going to be at this next showcase because of blah, blah, blah. There's been all this talk about a Bloodborne remaster and a PC port with absolutely no substance behind them. Nothing has been happening. But recently, and as of like just a couple days ago, PlayStation has been celebrating its 30th anniversary. They've been putting out like trailers and stuff. And at the end of one of their trailers, they do like a bunch of clips. And they talk about like a little tagline for each game. Helldivers, it's about freedom. Final Fantasy, it's about fantasy. And the final one was Bloodborne. And it's about persistence. Now, this could easily just be talking about the persistence needed to plow through this game, bang your head against the wall until you figure something out and conquer the trials in front of you. It's easily what they're talking about, right? Well, a lot of people are turning an eye to this because they're really interested in it's about persistence, because this could very well indicate, this could be the double meaning here, with the fan base being persistent and asking for this Bloodborne remaster. This also comes off the heels of Sony talking to acquire Katakawa, the parent company over From Software. They would acquire, I believe, 86% of From Software if this acquisition goes through, making them the majority holder. They already own the rights to Bloodborne, so it's not a rights issue as far as I know. I believe FromSoft has even said they love to work on Bloodborne more. It's just in Sony's camp at this point. But this is the two things going hand in hand here is just a little bit eyebrow raising here. It makes you think, is there actually something here? Is it about persistence? Is our persistent efforts at talking to Sony and saying, please give us more of this, is it actually going to come to anything? And I think actually, and I've been like a Bloodborne disbeliever for a long time, thinking a remaster is just not coming. They're really just not going to focus on that at all. I think now's the time. With Concord flopping so hard and Astrobot doing so well, Sony has I think they've even publicly stated that they're going to be doubling down on their first party single player games, because that's what they're known for. That's what they do best. And I think that they are going to be really driving this home with another remaster, but a remaster that everybody wants. Now, unlike Horizon Zero Dawn, which didn't need a remaster and no one really cared for getting a remaster in the first place because it just made the digital version more expensive, people are chomping at the bit for Bloodborne. This is an easy win, an easy layup for Sony to say, hey, we're going to get back in your good graces right now, and we're focusing on single-player games. Here's your remaster of Bloodborne. And by the way, we just bought Katakawa. Maybe we're going to make Bloodborne 2. They don't even need to say that they're going to make Bloodborne 2. If they purchase the parent company of FromSoft and become the majority shareholder, then they can just threaten Bloodborne 2 for us forever, and we'll just patiently wait until they give us more. I think this is actually going to happen. I think the Game Awards makes the most sense. I don't know if Sony's going to have a presence there or not. I know a lot of people have speculated like the Switch 2 being revealed there. I also don't think that's very likely. Nintendo and Sony have been very absent from these conferences as of late, but I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility because it's a FromSoft game and because this is kind of like a dual showcase here. And since they're not the owners of FromSoft yet, I feel like the Game Awards could be a really good spot. Otherwise, I think the next State of Play, if we're going to get a Bloodborne remaster, I think it'll be at that next one. So I do think it will be soon if we're going to get one. I think there was a rumor that a State of Play was coming. So if that rumor holds true, then it's going to be there and not at the Game Awards because they would rather showcase it at their own event. So I'm gonna call the State of Play, and I'm gonna retract my Game Awards prediction here. But it is really exciting to see some buzz about Bloodborne. The fact that they put it in their trailer at the very end is maybe a little bit telling. I think Sony recognizes that their first party single player games are a huge deal and that they really do need to be focusing on them more. They recognize that the fan base is really asking for more of those experiences. I would not be surprised to see them revive another series like Jak and Daxter. I really wouldn't be. I think it would be really cool. Ratchet & Clank has seen some insane success as of late with Insomniac, really pumping out some really phenomenal titles in the franchise with Rift Apart and the 2016 reboot, essentially. So I'd really like to see more of these classic franchises. Sly Cooper, I would love to see something like that get pushed back into the mix. I know it's up in the air with like studios and the people working on different things, but I think that there is a real possibility we see some nostalgia and maybe some older games that we've been waiting for remasters, waiting for some touch-ups on. I think we are very much due for those. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Is this an elaborate tease from Sony? Are they really pointing at a Bloodborne remaster? Or are we all just getting our hopes up way too much like we have been for the last few years? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.